Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 30th of March. With Robert Murray McShane, one of the chapters we read is John chapter 20, looking at the empty tomb and Jesus' resurrection appearances. As he appears to the disciples, we're told that Thomas wasn't there. And when Thomas hears the story of Jesus' appearance, he says, I'm not going to believe it. I want to be able to actually have physical proof. I want to put my hands in the nails, the nail marks, before I believe. And he wasn't the only one that was skeptical. According to Luke, when the women found the empty tomb and they came to the disciples and said the tomb is empty, we're told that the disciples did not believe them because their words sounded to them like nonsense. And that is quite understandable. And we need to remember that the disciples were not a group of gullible, easily misled, influenceable religious enthusiasts. They were kind of level-headed, hard-headed people that had been out fishing and dealing with taxes and things like that. They were skeptical. They didn't believe. And therefore, as they encountered Jesus and came to believe, that just reinforces for us the veracity of what they were saying. This wasn't some made-up story that they just believed. That they had the proof which convinced them to believe. And therefore, as we believe, we stand on much more solid ground because of that. But the disciples were also quite slow. We're told when Mary went to them and said that the tomb was empty, they didn't believe, and we're told they still did not understand from Scripture that Jesus had to rise from the dead. They still didn't understand. After 3 years of Jesus' ministry, after you read through the Gospels, how many times didn't he tell them that he must go to Jerusalem and die, and on the third day he will rise again, as it says in the Scriptures. He'd mentioned the Scriptures time and again. At this point, they still didn't believe. And for me, that's a great encouragement, because I'm certainly very often slow to believe things. And there's so many things that you read, and I just don't understand them, and it doesn't make sense, and I struggle with them. And often down the line, you come to gain that insight into, yes, now that's right. And all the bits and pieces fall into place. But it takes time. And so we have this unusual, incredible story being told by ordinary, everyday people like you and I. And therefore, ordinary, everyday people like you and I can, together with the disciples, believe, accept, and know God's presence. Be blessed.